Hello. Is anyone there? Oh me. Let's see. I think we're good. Our audio's it's still minus 5 dB. That's fine, right? I gotta. I do have to monitor this. Yeah. So, okay. This is gonna be interesting because I do have it. I don't know. I have this module set up, and it's. I don't know. It's maybe a little more positive than that, but it's finicky on proximity to things because it's a proximity effect. Yeah. So I just want to patch some. What's it go? Raise that up a little bit. Yeah. So maybe I'll talk for a minute. I want to patch up some sound effects. Just, I got some piddly things. I got a couple of things going on over here. I had a module that was kind of pinned the way I had it, and I think this is really hot. And so I wanted to. It's still hot. I wanted to. Let's try it. Let's try that. That should be, yeah, that's all right. It's way too hot, and yeah. Yeah. So sorry, I'm losing my train of thought already. Yeah, there was I've said this before, said it probably a million times. There's a level of dealing with technical difficulties that sucks creativity out of you like instantaneously. It's like, oh, I have a desire to do this. This would be fun. Let me sit down and share it with other people. Oh, wait, the camera's lagging. I haven't streamed in 2 weeks, so maybe it's a universal issue across everything. But so like, okay, let me try my other camera. All right, let's try my other camera, my little webcam. Nope, not working. Still laggy in a different way. It's not pixelated, but yeah, not pixelated. But what's up, guys? I'm gonna make some sound effects. So should be fun. But I'm complaining about my technical difficulties first. So switch cameras. Okay, that didn't work. Switch cords. And then switch cables. So, okay, maybe my cable's bad or something. Nope, cable didn't work. Then what's up? You gonna be a problem? Yeah, you're gonna be a problem. And then I was like, okay, let me update everything. Make sure everything was updated. Then I was like, okay, still lagging, still doing, try to change settings. Then I tried to, I updated my operating system. Okay, see if that worked. Nah, finally, I don't know, something I did seemed to, no, you're good. I just, when people come in hot, it's just like, yeah, I'm like, do I need to block you? Because like, I just don't give a fuck. So, oh, you're from Brazil. Okay, cool. I'm from Georgia. I need more coffee. But yeah, I'm going to sit here and make some sound effects. I got this patched up using the Vic and then the panharmonium and some other doodads to add in some stuff. And I got a few things I want to throw around. But yeah. Yeah, cool. I've had, well, I haven't had friends from Brazil. I had friends that lived in Brazil for a while. Spoke Portuguese and all that. I like tea. Yeah. I had, well, I grew to like tea. My South African friends, it was nonstop tea party at their house. We just fix a pot of tea and like just keep adding bags the whole evening. Yeah, don't be jealous because the the credit card bill still comes comes due at the end of the month. So this is I can tell you my let me tell you my story about. I can tell you my story about getting in the sense. So anyone ever watched Zeppelin? Back in so I think it was after 1975. John Paul Jones on several songs would use a set of Taurus pedals. Um, I live in the U.S. I'm in Georgia. Um, I sorry, yeah. John Paul Jones used to use Taurus foot pedals, so I kind of went down the rabbit hole of this is years ago. I was like 15, so I was like, okay, I went down the synth rabbit hole and kind of figured out what synths were. And modular was still very new then, and so, but I spent 15. Shoot, what year is it? I don't know. I spent like 20 years fascinated with synthesizers. I've had a few different ones over the years. And I think is it a Taurus? Taurus. Let me look it up. Yeah, so he used a set of foot pedals, and it was a synthesizer. It was a bass synthesizer, but it was a foot pedals, and it's one of the coolest. Like in terms of for its time, I'm not saying that it compares to anything else, but for its time, they were just. And I think Moog had just done a re-release. Let's see. Yeah, so the you can buy they did a re-release of them, and they're a set of foot pedals and it's a bass synth. So you can find an excellent condition one. Like there's one here on Sweetwater for $3,500. But that's the first time I like saw like something I was like, oh, this is out of the ordinary. And then if when you're a kid, there wasn't a lot of like information on synths, even like searching on the internet, this, that, and the other. So I kind of, I knew Moog for a while, and then um, yeah, sorry. Give me 1 second. Um, and so they've done several reiterations of it. So uh, the the Taurus Taurus, they have like a box format, so they have a small version, and then yeah, that was sort of what got me into synths. And then I spent years wanting something, and it's sort of like this stuff's so expensive that um that you got to wait till you're almost 40 and actually have money and settle down a little bit before you can make that investment, for sure. Um, yep. So I'm gonna jam here a little bit, but yeah, I've been, I don't know, I did the big cases, these two big Dofer cases I got recently over over the holidays, but I've had most of this. I've had a lot of this for a couple years, about half this for a couple years, and then recently I've gone on a spending spree. But yeah, I don't think I've ever owned anything Behringer. Um, I don't. I go back and forth on whether I think what they do is whether do I need to be concerned with what they're doing morally, because like they do it in public, but I mean, like, is any company or anybody running or working at a company like I don't know. You have to figure out where your line is on what you think is morally reprehensible. But buying used is not necessarily supporting them. So um yeah. So I guess I'll get into it. I just got I got a couple. Do I have anything new? Yeah, I've got the Contour, and then this is a Dofer Theremin module. It's kind of hard to see. There's like see this right here. Yeah, it's pretty freaking cool. Um, yeah, I too also, and some of the I've heard, so like the quality. So the reason I haven't gotten any of their stuff in part in Modular isn't the ethical things. It's that I've like the jacks aren't very good quality, I don't think, from what I've read. They're like plastic jacks, and then they don't have screws that bind them to the face to the board. And so I don't things that don't have good smooth jacks, I'm not going to use. Like I'm less than like I have a Dofer um molt right here, and the jacks are freaking hideous. Like it's like, am I gonna break this thing? And then even in this guy, this theremin unit, the jacks are like, oh gosh, I feel like I'm breaking something every time I put a thing into it. So, but yeah, so I'll explain to you. You'll understand this probably. Um, I hate filters. That's why I got into modular, because I own several hardware synths, and every time I was like, oh, this sounds great, and then you like try to use the filter in certain contexts, and it's that I like really wanted to use it in, and it's like, this filter sucks for this. I need to be able to put in another filter here, or no filter at all, because it's like, oh, I can't get it. It always feels like in hardware sense, like, am I really getting rid of it and just hearing the raw oscillator? So like, I'm like, whatever, I got this. I don't do so the Vic. I am sweeping the filter with this, so it's acting kind of like a VCA. So it's going from where you can't hear to where you can hear. So it's doing a filter sweep, but it's doing it in such a way to where it's also controlling the volume. So it has a built-in filter, so it is a voice and it has a VCA and all that stuff. So you can yeah, run wild with it, and it's rad. And I've only experimented with the first voice for like weeks. So yeah, so yeah, I'm just gonna crack on a little bit, and I'm gonna go for a little bit. I gotta go to the grocery store, so I gotta do stuff. So anyways, hope y'all enjoy.
It's not a tumor.
So anyways, I'm gonna patch here for a minute, and then Yeah. Yeah, that's why I don't I have the QPOS, but and I use it a good bit, and I have a Kari. I'll use it on certain things. But for the so when I patch this module, which is the Crewin, I use the QPOS, but the QPOS, it whenever you crank it and then you like do some weird like sweepy stuff, like step sweeps and stuff, it adds textural qualities to the it is. Oh yeah. It's I didn't I never went back but to get the stitches out. I took the stitches out myself, which my wife thought was insane. But yeah, um it you want to see it? This is you probably don't want to see it, but I'll show you. Let's see. That's it. It's all smoothed up. Well, almost. Yeah, I shaved. I shaved last night. I like do you know what a depression beard is? It's like and, and I equate it with like people getting tattoos or um people getting tattoos or coloring their hair or wearing like a certain jacket all the time or like body modifications of any kind. Yeah, it's gonna be nasty because I went to the no, I went to the place to get it sewn up. The lady looked at it and she's like, "You're missing some skin." So she like sat there and like she's like, it's not gonna all go back exactly like it's supposed to. And so she sat there and yeah, there was chunks missing. And then I came back and I was like, because I couldn't figure out what I hit, and then I found what I landed on, and there was like there was like a dried up chunk of skin on it. It was disgusting. But you live and learn to not to just move the stuff out of the way and not reach on a step stool. Um, but yeah, I yeah, it shook some stuff loose. So like I went, I got super depressed afterwards for some reason, and I kind of spiraled out personally. I mean, woke up and went to work every day and whatever, but I personally was feeling extremely down, and yeah, it made me. I wasn't motivated. I didn't want to do anything, which is depression. Yeah, it sent me out. I didn't enjoy. Just for some reason, I went instantly to like I just didn't enjoy life, and it's like everything's fine, but everything didn't feel fine, and so it took me a minute, but I got out of the funk. Yep, and yeah. No, it's okay. I mean, so hmm, I've struggled with depression and anxiety and all this stuff my whole life. I kind of now assume that it's because I have ADHD. I've not gotten diagnosed or anything, but that's what I kind of assume based off of, I don't know, listening and reading to just about anything that I can. But dude, as a kid, we had all my scars are pretty much gone from being a kid, but I still have you know, I still occasionally will see something and be like, oh man, like for years and years and years and years, I had a spot like right here, which it's gone now. But I mean, I probably was there for 20 years. And it was where like I like reached for something. We were staying with a friend and we were all sleeping in the same room, at their house. And I was reaching for something on the counter because we didn't have our own bathroom and stuff. We were moving. And so we needed to stay with some friends. And I reached and I like, my sister's curling iron was like right there. And I like reached out and like rested my arm onto it, bro. and I just had like this long like white mark like on my forearm for years and years and years. Yeah, I used to skate, and yeah, we got the worst thing I had happen when I was skating was I broke. I think I broke my big toe, which was really weird. But yeah, the weather affects me. It didn't affect me as much this year. The sun's great. Like I like look outside and I'm like I feel like I need to be out in the sun, and so that definitely helps. But pollen, bro, here, man, yeah, I go through phases. I've gotten better as I've gotten to know myself. When you realize like like there's a lot of things that are like I would call like subclinical that that no one tells you about, and that people need to be and generally need to be informed about so that they know they're not crazy. Because like if you wake up every single day and you're like, oh, this I got this thing, like I'm like for me, like there's weird things like I don't like communication, I don't like texts, I don't like emails, I don't like making phone calls, I don't like scheduling things. I just have this like I just absolutely despise all of it. And, like visceral reaction inside. And you go through your whole life and you think you're crazy, and then you realize like no, there's like all sorts of associated anxieties that people have and have had forever around those kinds of things, like communication anxieties and stuff. So yeah, but you know, I'm I'm yeah. If you live near a city, it can be hard. I'm trying to think. When I lived in Charlotte, outside of Charlotte. I lived in the burbs, so I could go walk through the neighborhood. It was pretty chill, but there still is like a city vibe. Like you know, you drive two streets over and you're like on a major highway. But I did a lot of I played a lot of disc golf. Yeah. No, I've had I'm it's probably due to something else deeper. But um I have what I would call I've had pretty severe communication anxiety. But usually it's like a people pleaser thing. I don't know. Like I'm afraid I'm not going to meet someone's expectations, so why would they pick up the phone? You know, like I'm nervous and like low self-worth. Why would anyone want to text me? You know, like that kind of thing. Definitely just absolutely like nukes you in life. But yeah, we you know, doing a little better. Glad you're feeling good. I'm feeling good. Didn't feel great this morning, but and then all my technical difficulties, you know, I haven't streamed in almost 2 weeks. I've just been doing like shooting with my camera, just doing different uh things with the synths and stuff. And I man, this is like technical difficulties out the wazoo. Yeah, I've had pretty low self-esteem for most of my life. And then I realized that everyone else is just fucking dumb and not that smart, and I have no reason to, and I'm plenty intelligent. So I have no reason to, and everyone else is faking it. Once you realize that like 99% of all interactions that you've ever thought someone was like smart or cool, they're just totally faking it. Um, oh, they're good. They're good. They had spring break last week. Um, sorry. Yeah, spring break last week. We did some fun stuff. It was good. All right, you want to hear some sound effects? Yeah, they're doing better than me. That's for sure. That's the thing. Like, I don't know. My son's been struggling, um, but I think he's in that. I don't know if you remember that being in that period, but and it's okay. But like, I'm fine for people faking it. It's just funny. Like, because I like day one, I feel like I was a solipsist. That means that like, since I was a kid, I've had the perception that I was the only person that was actually real and everyone else was fake. Um, just innately, like that's always been inside me. Like I don't think other people are real. But yet I'm often controlled by others' expectations. I mean, I think people are real, but I can't prove it. Um, so, being as that may, I, I never I always thought people were what they appeared to be for some reason. Very strange, but, um, um, and then when you like it, why at the age of like 30, I don't know, whatever, how old am I? Like last year, say 38 or whatever. Did I just now realize that every single person in the world is freaking faking it? And that was like a monumental change. But yeah, yeah. So like, and it's actually, I think it's kind of common amongst people that are abnormally perfectionist, obsessive compulsive, ADHD, whatever I am. You know, it's all like if like this is, you know, it's in the middle. It's not like, but like, yeah, not perceiving other people to be real, I think, is actually pretty common, in my opinion, because that's the only thing I've ever known. But when you have kids, it changes. You, I don't know. Yeah, you go from thinking people aren't real to being like, oh yeah, no, these people are definitely real. And they're loud. Just kidding. I don't know. It is kind of funny. I was thinking about it, like just monologuing, just like just spilling my guts and monologuing, and then playing like really ambient like stuff. In a future where I'm not depressed all the time. Just kidding. Well, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'm one of those people that is probably like smart-ish wise, but I can't follow my own advice. like I like I can lead someone else to water and they will drink, but being right next to the water, I won't drink myself. I don't know. You know, it's which is the thing. It's a thing. Okay, so I got this guy. I'm gonna turn this down because like some of these effects just go kind of bonkers. This one. So if I plug this guy into cell, it gets real funky. All right, let's try that. It gets so if you got headphones on, Make sure your volume's not all the way up. I got this turned down, but it can be a little extreme. And it's like, whoa. But I've tweaked all this stuff. I got MADs, like summing outputs from over here, so it gets real funky. In a world where aliens and humans coexist. Nah, I know, it's just it shocks me. I've got actually I can turn it down a little bit there. I can limit it to at least -1. Come on. I don't know, that'll probably be fine. It won't peak. It'll just, sometimes it's not even the loudness, it's the change in frequency. So if it's things going from high to low really quickly, it can bug you out, you know. Nah, yeah, no, I mean to scare anyone away, but I did some. I did something the other day, and I like hit something, and it's like it was a multi effects, and so some of the effects generally are louder than others, or you perceive them to be louder even. And one of the guys was like, "Bro, I had headphones on." And so like, I figured from now on, if I think I'm going to do anything that's going to bug out the, bug out the, you know, yeah. Yes, sir. I'm glad. Got some guys chatting. I don't know. It's weird. I like talking with people. Hey Vlad. Hey Vad. A mastering Eurorack module. Yeah, I probably need something to process audio out and maybe put a limit on it. But I do have, I can monitor, and I know my system well enough. What's not pleasant? This audio? Is it poor quality? Which I can switch to monitoring on the computer actually, if I want to. Which I may do. Let's see. All right, let's monitor that. Hey, okay, let me check this. That's fine. It's too much delay. Yeah, I've never had. It's one of those things I've never. Oh, we're gonna turn this down. I've never had like any mutable instrument stuff. Which is odd. I guess I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, that's fun, but I think this is gonna be funner. Let me turn it down a little more. Just let's try. I was doing this in the warp earlier. That's fun. Not enough reverb. Yeah, I turned the reverb back because I wanted to hear some of the delays, and I can turn blur. I can turn this up a little bit. I turn this up, and then let me see. Actually, let's try. Okay, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna do my main out through a reverb so it'll get real ambient. Let's go in. I'm gonna have to move that a little bit. Yeah, and then we'll do a final pass through reverb. See what that does. You doing well, Vad? Yeah, I go back and forth on reverb. I kind of assume there's certain things I don't like filters. I have a really hard time with adjusting like my hearing to them or something. Like I didn't like QPOS for the longest time, but then something clicked and I like all of a sudden it like sounded good. And then there's certain like reverbs and things like it gets too muddy for me and I'm not hearing what I want to hear. So oh no, I've never had endorphins. I don't know. I've never had any like EQ modules. I don't know. Let's yeah. Let's see. You have to turn the main out. That's pretty fun. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm like sitting here, like, are you talking to me? You guys are having your own discussion. That's cool. It's all good. Yeah, I think this will sound really good like this. Let me turn this reverb down and this down so that it's just getting the other reverb. No, you're good. You do like videography? I mean, you don't have to respond if you're working on stuff, but yeah, I'm curious because you play keyboard and you do like your videos that you post. They're like good quality. So okay, let's try. Let's get a little crazy here. There we go. Okay. A known metal band. I like metal. I like metal. I say I like metal. There's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 bands that I like that are kind of off the beaten path bands. One is called Spirit Adrift. The guitarist, um, frontman guitarist guy, he's basically the band. Like, um, Dragon Force. Okay. Okay. Cool. I'll look them up. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Spirit Adrift and a band called Low Pan. Sorry. They're very different. Low Pan is like, I feel like they're from the Midwest. They're from like Cincinnati or something. Um, it has this very like Midwest vibe, like low key, like maybe almost like stoner metal. I don't know, or stoner rock. But um, and then yeah, Spirit Adrift, just excellent, dude. Excellent riffs. I mean, but I think he's not doing. I think they're putting their final album out this week. And then I'm trying to think. I mean, it's not. Oh, Truck Fighters. They're like Swedish. They're totally like stoner metal. they're they're so much fun. Um, yeah. I really wish you could play clips of stuff on here because like people would. I don't know, but anyways, the mothership has arrived. Yeah, it's weird because like the faster metal, I don't know. I can give or take in terms of like sometimes I can listen to it and enjoy it, and sometimes I can't. But like the sort of like slower, grungier stuff, not the super slow stuff, not the like super slow stuff, but like the stoner rock, like definitely 6U84 case. Yeah, I like those a lot. They're good price range too. I think I like the Dofers. So that's what I mean. I just was like, I saw. I don't know if you know who. What's his name? Blush Response, is that his name? He does modular stuff and does reviews and all this whatever. I like watching his stuff because he's like, let's break this module, and just throws everything at it. And so I was like, he has a monster rack, but he has a his is a travel case and has another layer than this one. And I was like, yeah, I'm getting a monster case. So I got a monster case, but his reviews and stuff are cool because he just is like, let's twist every knob and let's plug everything in and do everything as crazy as we possibly can. And then he's like sitting there and he's like shaking the case and he's just like plugging stuff in and twisting knobs and he's like, yes. It's really good fun. I didn't buy my cases new. That's why they're different colors. I have a black case and I have a cream case, or just plain wood case. Because I shouldn't have, my lower case, I should have probably waited for another one because I couldn't see in the pictures, but a bunch of the pins were bent. So, but back onto the 6U84. I like that's like a perfect size, I think. Because like I'm trying to think, if I were just gonna do like, so like this would be 284, and if I had smaller voices, so like this is enough for like a smaller mixer, an output module, a modulation module, a sequencer, and then 2 full voices. So like, and then if I had a keyboard and I was just playing the voices and I wanted to do that, because like that's what I yeah, I don't know, the black finished one's cool. I don't know what I assume that it's I don't even know, it's not wrapped, it's definitely coated. It's not like the low cost black one that's not the travel case. Like it's definitely sprayed on, but it's a nice looking finish. But I like the wooden one too. The wooden one stains and whatnot, so you're gonna see, like, I probably have coffee cup stain on it. but let's see. Dofer low cost 6U. That's pricey. Okay, there's a used one on Reverb. $350. Yeah, it's probably about right. $350, because like I've priced out if you buy the if you buy a kit. Let's see a kit. So like if you bought the power supply with the rails and did it yourself, a Dofer A100 DIY kit new is with the rails is $250, which I like. They're, I don't know. I don't want to cheap out on, and that's why like I didn't get like tip top cases, or I don't want to put my like prized possessions in plastic, at least wood. So yeah, so a DIY kit. So like, I mean, if you wanted to go super cheap, there's like, yeah, there's the tip top like racks, which So if I were on a budget, I don't know. Yeah. So the one thing that I saw that I thought was interesting was someone the other day I saw a picture, and so basically it was a 84 HP setup. It had but it was made with tip top uh rack mount ones with like the ears on the end with you takes the screws, and it was a setup like this, except it was a wall unit like this, and this 9U, and then it was one like this that's angled that has two layers, and they had all tip top ones, but they had it to where they had different sections compiled. So they basically, if they wanted to switch all of these out, they just unscrewed it, pulled it out, because they had the power included. They had the way they had the power done. They could just pull the whole thing, and they could put in another voice or whatever it is. So there were, and so like for certain setups, I could really see that working. If you wanted to like be able to switch voices, like you had like a complete voice that you wanted, and with all the stuff that goes together. Or like for me, like I don't like I have a sequencer over there that I don't have in here because I don't always use it. Sometimes I use keyboard. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I use Bloom because it's small enough. But then I have a bigger sequencer that that I hook up about half the time. Um, but I don't need it taking up room in my case. I have it in a small case, and just when I want to use it, use it. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. Take out. That's all the reverb taken out right there. Yeah, the reverb helps ease some of the harshness. Oh, show. I don't know. It's one of those things. I like to think about all the possibilities. Um, I haven't tried Hermod, so if you like programming, I like the like you sit down and you like want to experiment. Like I have a dig attack. Um, so if I want to program I'll just go get it and sequence from it. Because I'm not gonna use more than two voices programmed because I have a hard, I have a, I'm not musically inclined, but I enjoy music and stuff. So like I have to narrow my focus. So like, okay, I can get two voices and maybe like a drum thing working together. More than that, I get on overload. But if you're musically inclined, Hermod probably would work because like I kind of want something that's experimental. So like Bloom, I can just put it in, I can program some stuff, and if I want to mutate it, I mutate it, not. And then I can get my voices sounding like I want to, and then if I want to be more specific and intentional in programming, then I can do that with it because it can act like a 64-step sequencer. I don't know. But I like the sort of experimental stuff. So like I had a gamut repetitor, which I shouldn't have sold. I was just like, I'm not going to use this. I don't like this. It's too limiting and da da da. And then now, like, I go back and I listen to few recordings I made with it, and I'm like, oh, those are really good. The limitations brought something else out that, yeah. Yeah, the limitations helped. We're going to pull that. Yeah. you know, that's the one thing that so like I have like golly, I have a pile of crap. I have an utter pile of just stuff. But everything there's only a few that were like not intentional, that were just off the cuff, like I'm just gonna buy this and see what it does. So I've been doing like processing audio, so with like field recordings, and like I have very specific units I bought to do certain things with that style of like audio processing. So like basically I like all this over here. I'll use all these over here whenever, and then and the panharmonium, and then the voice I have. I didn't know what, I wanted an analog voice, so I got the Crew-In. The Crew-In's amazing. I got Sophia. It's amazing. Those were kind of I didn't know, I can't test this stuff out, so, but I do limit myself very much so. So like I have a lot going on here, but really it's one voice run through with two chained effects loops, and then like a resynthesizer to give extra odd, things, but it's just a riff on what's already existing. And I usually start really, really, really small. So like really slow. I'll do one voice, get one thing working, and then be like, okay, let me add a little something to it. And then let me add a little something to it. So that way, if I stair step it, adding things to it, I can easily step back to what I like if I like go the wrong direction. I don't like, I don't know. I really try to stay focused because I can waste my time. Because like if I'm not, I want to like, I want to cultivate something. So like I want to build a sound in a way I do it, and like learn the modules and figure out what works and what doesn't work. Cause like certain things like I have the Ruin of Versio. Almost nothing I put through it sounds great. But the Crew-In going through it sounds amazing. So like I would have switched the software out on it already, but yeah, I do use Mads. I have Quadrax. I do use Mads. So I'm actually using it right now. Let me show you. Take out Tor. So I have Mads. So what I have is, so I want I have this is a walk 4. It's a stepped module. Does audio and low frequency oscillation. I have it going in multi-mod. Then I'm summing a bunch of these into the Mads. So I have it going in, and it's generating. I'm using the I'm using the sum output of that to do this weird thing when I do this. So if you look at, let me click on this guy. Let me move him down. Let's do -10. Okay. So if you see that, it's kind of hard to see. My cable's really short. But if you see the red line here, that's a sum coming from Mads of all the different variations of the outputs. So like it's super useful for things like that. Now there's other things that can do that, but it's really, I don't know. I use it for that a lot. But it's a big unit though. It's a really big unit. You probably like Samara, smaller. And it does some similar stuff, but it's not a function generator. So yeah, so like I use the logic outs on it to sum all the things. So you can use, I could pull out the or the in, but yeah, it's helping me generate that. It's almost, so it's like, it's like a stepped random voltage, but it's not stepped random. It's not random. It is sort of random, but it's different than like like using out on a woggle bug or whatever. So I don't know. But those all the weird little extra steps you're hearing there are it's helping me generate that. I don't know. I get I well, okay. I like Plunk. I absolutely love it. Um it's yeah, I got an extra let me plug it in. Half the sounds I think are terrible. But half the sounds are good. So it's a weird little unit. But I don't know. I what do I have? I got a bell tone on it right now. Let's see, let me turn this up. Send it something. It's got a bunch of I mean, it's got tons of noises that I'll never use. It's got like, but it has like 10 good ones that I like. And then I like the way you can modulate it. Cause I'll do like heavily modulated to make it. Yeah. Thanks for liking the stream or whatever. But yeah, it can be, so like, I like this bell tone. It's good. It's a good generic enough like bell tone to have like kind of random pitches to like take up some sort of like space in the background of something where it's like the pitch doesn't even have to match. So you can like I don't know. And then oh yeah. Yeah, so I mean that has a delay, little delay, a little reverb, and a little bit of like granular processing on it. But the first you gotta the first kick drum is awesome. Let me find that. Yeah, the electro kit kick drum. Way too much effects. Ooh, buddy. Well, I can't take the reverb out, but I can turn the mix down. Okay. Come on. Okay. It's fun. It's just good fun. I don't know. I like it. It's very dynamic. You can use it for you can use it for all sorts of stuff. But it's got you do. That's super good. A little loud. It's nice and tight. And then you can make it, There we go. And it can sound clicky too. I mean, it's just, you can get like 10 sounds out of, sorry. Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, you can get like 10 sounds out of this one sound, you know? So. But like, I don't know, that's one of those things, like, can I make that sound good? Oh yeah, I got this theremin module. It was like $80 used. And I have it controlling the filter on switch. Ooh, buddy. Shoosh. Sorry about that. Golly. I have it controlling. I'm gonna just unplug it. There's a random button on what? Is there a random button on? I don't know. Unplug's fun though. I mean, kitchen. I mean, it's good. Some of the noises just aren't great. They sound kind of real. You know. Snare. That sounds pretty good. I don't know. There's like 10 sounds I like on it. That's all I care about. And like the controls that go with it. Okay. That'd be cool. Is yeah, but it's got some I think it's got a couple of kits and things. But I like some of the just off the beaten path. You're not being, just sort of. That's just called hardwood. I could see how that'd be super useful. With a little bit of reverb right there, sounds pretty good. I don't know. It's something to make drums with. I'm terrible with drums, so I don't really. I like this one a lot. I don't know, I like that one a lot. So I'm a guitar player, and so I decided when so I used to watch. So I was big into Zeppelin when I was a kid, and so I first time I saw John Paul Jones playing with that Taurus foot pedals, I was like, that's cool. And so I went down the rabbit hole as a kid of figuring out what it was, and I've been fascinated with synthesizers and stuff ever since. And that's the first instance I got into like interest in the synths. But then when I was in college, I remember I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's called the Kilpatrick Audio pattern generator. It's just this quirky little pattern generator that you can program. It's like I mean, it looks kind of like like, it's similar to a Buchla like pulsar unit in terms of the interface. And I just remember like seeing it in like a music website or something in like 2009 maybe. And whenever it was released, 2010, 2009, 2011, somewhere in there. And you can make different shapes. Basically, they had like all these presets, where it's like as a heart shape, but as a pattern, and it would read through the pattern, and pulsate or generate notes or whatever it was. It does, based on that pattern or a smiley face. And I was like, oh, that's so stinking cool. Like it's so simple, but it's so cool. And so I remember, I couldn't figure out for the years what modular was. I'd get on like websites and find modules and stuff, and I would scroll and I was like, what is Eurorack? Like I have no idea what this is. But I was like, but all this stuff looks super freaking cool. So for years I would like literally browse websites to see what it was. Like I didn't know what it was. Or to see like what modules there were, but like I had no idea like how to hook them up or like what you used to what you needed to do it. Like I had zero clue. And I remember, so I probably, and I was a little so then I got some synthesizers and whatnot, not modular. And I enjoyed it, but I didn't like filters. I really didn't enjoy like a lot of the filters that were in the synths that I had. And I'm like, okay, how do I fix this? And we're like, oh, you do modular and you can just take the filter out and put another one in. And so 2 years ago, I got some cases, some small cases, and filled them up and was like, okay, it's like there's not been a lot of things in my life where I've just been like, this is absolutely 100% like something that I want to do like the rest of my life. There's been very few things that are like that. And it's like I just felt it. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Cause like basically like, okay, let's say tomorrow, and that's the thing. So you may tell you the long version of my story. It involves some like life predicaments and whatever, but I'll be real for a bit. Um, I I was having a lot of anger problems. Um, and I was really discontent in life and I was like struggling. And I was basically just sitting in my office by myself in the evenings playing like Magic the Gathering online. So, and I was just playing the free stuff that I, had access to. And then I was like, oh, oh no, you're good. I'll finish up quick. And then I started spending money on it. And then I was like, this is kind of dumb, but whatever. I'm having fun. And I was like, and then one night I was trying to like get to the certain level or whatever. And I kept losing and I couldn't win. And I got mad and like punched my computer monitor and I unplugged it and walked in the backyard and threw it in the woods. Like I was having a like a crisis. This was like 2 years ago. And then I was like trying to get my life together. And I was like, okay, something's got to give us like, okay, so no spending money on things that don't exist, like digital things. And then, you know, stop, stop isolating myself and whatnot. Um, and, find something else. And so this is sort of like been my therapy. So it's sort of my it's like, yeah, it's been sort of my therapy. I kind of had a coming to Jesus moment with all over the last couple of years. Just sorting stuff out in life and learning to be more content and learning to adjust expectations and blah blah, blah all that stuff. But yeah, well, yeah, you're in England. You guys are. It is bedtime for the kiddos, right? Mine are. I don't know what mine are doing right now. Yeah. So, and yeah, it is. It's 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 one of the singular most interesting, cool things I could ever do. No, I don't. I don't. No, I've not watched any documentaries about modular. Um, I'm very uneducated. Um, and I don't. So like I limit. Um, yeah, no problem. Um, I limit all of my exposure to a lot of things. Like I'm like, and it, I'm not interested in like I'm not interested in histories and stuff like that for some reason. Like I don't know why. I mean, I like, you know, you know, Greek philosophy and history of like religions and stuff. I think that like I'm interested in that kind of stuff in terms of like going back into like sort things out. But when it comes to like, I don't know. I'm, it's weird. I'm really, there's certain things I'm just not interested in. And I don't know, but that's just me. I'll probably eventually look into it, but for me, it's not. I guess I should know the history of it because I'll probably be inspired by something that I see and be like, oh, okay, because like, yeah, but I don't know. Right now, I'm just enjoying. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have words for it. But yeah, I'll get there eventually. It's also one of those things like I only have so much time in the day, and I like when I'm at work, I'm by myself most of the time, so like I listen to a lot of audiobooks, like fiction, like science fiction, and so a lot of my perspective is like a lot of times I'm trying to create like cinematic esque music. Um, so I don't know. I'm just trying to like recreate stuff that's in my head into reality. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I'm I'll binge at some point I'll get interested in it and I'll binge it. Like I'll just exhaust it. I'll watch every documentary and I'll do everything. But like at the moment, I'm doing other stuff. So I've been going back through and listening to all the Expanse books that I have, the last three, um, because my for some reason that's what I want to occupy. You know, like it's like I have to be particular about what I choose to fill up and occupy my mind when I'm whatever. And so like that was what I did for the last few weeks at work. Um, listening to those books and thinking about them and taking notes on them and like dissecting stuff. So like I'll pick something. So like I picked I'll go down like a UFO rabbit hole and I'll listen to stuff on people doing experiencers and things like that. And I'll do that for a little bit. And then I'll pick like religions and I'll be like, okay, I'm interested in Hinduism. Let me listen to things about the history of Hinduism. And you know, like I do pick and focus on stuff. So oh, I'm a woodworker by training. But I do a lot of handyman stuff. I do a lot of woodworking. I do some metalworking. And I work for a property management development company. And I do any and everything. So I do right now I'm repairing barn doors. So there's like 8 huge barn doors and I'm going through and taking off any rotten wood, replacing it with better stuff and repainting them. That's what I've been doing for the last few weeks. Before that, I repaired a lot of some sliding like bifold doors. The header had sunk. And so I had to sawzall out all the shims in the header, jack it up, screw it, everything back in place where it needed to be so the doors could open properly. That was that. You know, this is all for the same company, same person, my boss, on different properties and things like that. And so, and then, but I'll do metalworking for a little bit. They'll be like, we want some signs that are like X, Y, and Z. And I'll go into the shop and I'll use the plasma cutter and cut out and do signs. And then they'll be like, oh, we want a decorative element on this. And I'll build some weird custom thing. And then they'll be like, oh, we're building out a space over here. Can you come do some funky trim work on that? And we'll go do that. You know, it's very variable. It's very all over the place, which is good. I'm kind of all over the place. But yeah, I'm assuming since it says you're editing, you do videography and stuff. So, but yeah, that's cool. I'm glad to get to know you. You have a broad, I bet you have a broad set of talents too. If you, I don't know. That's one of those things. It's like, it's fun to be able to know and do stuff. Like not being able to like fix things and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I got to go to the grocery store. So, and then I got to fix supper. It's my task for the day. I wanted to stream a little bit, but yeah, thanks for hanging out. I really enjoy getting to hang out with you guys. Have fun with that. Oh, me. Yeah. Have fun with that. Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for hanging out. It's encouraging. Hope you have a good night. Yeah, you too. God bless. Maybe I will get off here in a second. I think I did everything I came to accomplish. Made some sound effects. Played around with this guy. There's only so much you can do if you don't have an agenda. So. Okay, let's try this. I will say, um, one of the interesting things is I made my setup too complex, and I got away too much from how my setup used to be. Um, and so today I was like, all right, simple. I need to be able to just leave my camera there, plug everything in, get going. But we're gonna have to get out of here soon. Anything else? Let me see. I had a couple of ideas. I'm doing some new. Oh, I don't care about that. I had some ideas. Let me see. See if I can run through anything that I write down. So I take notes, take a lot of notes. So basically, like, I can't stop during the day and stop. I got to work. But I will stop if I have ideas. I will take notes. I take tons of notes. Oh gosh, I have some good ones. There's a couple of goofy videos I want to do. Like, one is have a, look at some noise. Yeah, I got some ideas, but it's sci-fi related. So like, I want to have like a robot come and be like, I'm taking over the earth and blah blah blah, but they're speaking in like German or something. And be like, sorry, I can't understand you. Can you speak up? And then they speak in like broken English. And and I'm like, sorry, I can't understand you. What do you say? You're here, and like misunderstand them, but have like sci-fi effects and like vocal processing stuff going on. Like the voice is like something I processed, like, and then have it like be like the intro into like a beat or something. I need to look up. What module is this? Flurry? Man, I updated my Mac, and now all the folders now are gray. It's super weird. Well, I can't see stuff correctly. Manuals. There we go. I'm looking for Flurry. What is this? There's this knob. I don't know what it does. There are banks in this thing? What in the world? I don't know. Anyways, I think I'm gonna get off here. My brain's fading. But anyways, thanks for everyone who hung out, and we'll do it again soon. And yeah, like and subscribe. Anyways, if you're watching this in posterior, which no one's watching now, so, but hope you have a good day, and I will talk to you guys soon.